If your Instagram carousels are taking you 2, 3, sometimes even 5 hours to make, you're not slow, you're just using Canva the wrong way. And the worst part is that most creators think that's normal. They're opening Canva, scrolling through templates, tweaking a few fonts, maybe changing a color, and then moving one tiny text box like 47 times. When in reality, you should be able to create an entire week of carousels in under an hour. We've generated over 2 billion views, grown to over 2.5 million followers across platforms, and built a 7-figure creator business. And carousels quietly have become one of our biggest growth drivers, and not just for engagement, but for reach, saves, shares, converting followers into actual income. So in this video, we're going to show you exactly how the top creators are systematizing carousels in Canva so that you can create faster, grow faster, and stop wasting half of your life just designing carousel posts. And make sure to stick around because tip number 5 is the one that can absolutely help you create multiple carousels all at once inside Canva. Most people think Canva is where the work starts. That's your first mistake. Before you even touch a template, before you change a font, before you spend 30 minutes choosing between beige and slightly warmer beige, you need to build your content first. So that is going to be step number 1. Build your content before Canva. If you open Canva without knowing exactly what you're making, you're already lost. Before you design anything, open a Google Doc, your notes app, a blank Canva page, and just write out 3 things. What is going to be your hook? What is going to be your slide structure and your key points? For example, if your carousel is called 5 mistakes keeping you from growing on Instagram, that's something we would probably post on the Creator Passport. Your structure could be something like slide 1, hook, slide 2, quick setup, slide 3, mistake 1, slide 4, mistake 2, slide 5, mistake 3, slide 6, mistake 4, slide 7, mistake 5, and slide 8, CTA or call to action. And that's it. You do not need to write a full novel. You just need to know what every slide is supposed to say before you start designing it. Trust me, it'll save you so much time. Step number 2 is stop browsing and start searching templates. Most creators open Canva and immediately you start scrolling. That is the fastest way to lose 45 minutes. Instead, go to Canva, click on templates, and then search in the search bar. You can type exactly what you need. Something like Instagram carousel minimal. If maybe you want more of a minimal design, you could look up something like Instagram carousel text. If something like we do on the Creator Passport, we have a ton of text on our carousels. You could do Instagram carousel tips if maybe you're trying to give 5 tips on how to save money when you travel. Maybe you could do Instagram carousel checklist if you're trying to do like a packing checklist like Antarctica, because we just got back from Antarctica. Or you could search something like a topic. Think of something like productivity carousel or marketing carousel, fitness carousel, travel carousel, business tips carousel. Whatever it is, it instantly filters Canva down to templates that are going to actually be relevant for you. And here's what you're looking for. Please do not choose the prettiest template. Choose the template that already has the structure that you plan for. You want something with a strong cover slide. You need it to have a clean middle. You want it to have a good final CTA, or I always get comments of people saying, what does CTA mean? It means call to action. We want to make sure you got that. And ideally, multiple slide layouts already built into it to save you from having to do all of that extra work. Here's a quick rule. If you have to redesign every single slide to make it work, it was the wrong template. You need to pick one that is 80% of the way there. And trust me, it'll save you so much time. All right, step number 3 is you need to match your images to the template. And this is where I think most people accidentally make their carousels look I'm gonna be nice, but like a little bit more amateur, is they just find a beautiful Canva template and then they drag in a random photo that does not match the layout whatsoever. And suddenly the text is on your face, the spacing feels a little weird, and the design looks off. So here's what you're gonna do instead, is you're gonna look at the image Canva used in the template. And then after that, if the template uses a photo with a lot of empty space above you or on the sides, make sure you have a photo with a lot of empty space on the side for text. Do not fight the template. Follow the template. The designer already did the hard work. Your job is to match the structure inside of it. So inside Canva, all you have to do is click the photo you want to replace and then drag your new photo directly onto that image. Canva will automatically drop it into the frame, and then you can double click the image to reposition it if you need to slide it to the left or right, or just move it around until the subject is right in the perfect spot. This one small adjustment can make your carousel look 10 times more professional. Step number 4, turn one carousel into 10. And this is where you start to separate from 99% of other creators. If a carousel performs well, do not start over, just duplicate it. I think that a lot of creators get bored of doing the same thing, but I'm telling you, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Go to the design that worked. After that, click on File, make a copy. Now you have a new version of the exact same carousel. Keep the same hook format. You can keep the same slide flow. You can keep the same layout as everything. All you have to do is change the topic. For example, if one carousel was 5 mistakes keeping you from growing on Instagram, we've done that exact carousel on the Creator Passport. You could turn that into 5 mistakes keeping you from landing brand deals, or 5 mistakes keeping your reels from getting views, or 5 mistakes keeping your content look beginner. You could do this over and over. If you go look at the Creator Passport, you can see exactly what I mean. And this is how we've been able to scale without reinventing the wheel every single time. And honestly, this is what I think most beginners get wrong, is they think consistency means something brand new every day. But I'm gonna tell you right now, most of the most successful content creators are using repeatable formats. They are not starting from zero every single time. They're building simple systems. Now, before we get into the next one, this is a hack that can save you the most amount of time if you batch content. Step number 5, use Canva Bulk Create. And this is one of the most underrated tools inside Canva. And I'm gonna walk you through exactly how to use it. First, create a carousel template in Canva. Simple as that. You want one slide that has a text box where your hook or main point will go. Now, on the left-hand side of Canva, click Apps. And I want you to search for Bulk Create. Click that. Canva will give you 2 options. You can either enter your data manually, or you can upload a CSV file. Stick with me, I promise it'll make sense. If you're brand new, choose enter data manually. A little spreadsheet will pop up. You can create a column called hook and then paste in a list of hooks. For example, you could paste in there like all the same things that we've been saying. 5 mistakes keeping you from growing on Instagram. 5 habits that are slowing you down. 5 things I wish I knew before posting every day. 5 reasons carousels are not getting saved. 5 ways to make content creation easier. Once all your hooks are added, click done. Now, click the text on your Canva design, right-click it, select connect data, and then choose the column you created called hook. Now, Canva knows that this text box should change based on this list. Then click continue. Canva will show you the different versions it is about to create. Click generate, and just like that, Canva can create multiple versions of that slide using different hooks. And this is how you can create 5, 10, or even 20 carousel covers in one sitting. Quick little note, Bulk Create is amazing for repeated layouts. It works really well for like hook slides, quote slides, checklist slides, tip-based things, meme slides, but it's not meant to replace your strategy. You still need strong ideas. You still need good hooks, you still need to make sure the final carousel actually gives value, which brings me to the next point. Step number 6 is you need to build a hook library. And if you watched our last video, we did talk about this, but your first slide is everything when it comes to carousels. If the first slide does not stop the scroll, the rest of your carousel doesn't really matter. So instead of guessing every time, create a hook library. This can be a Google Doc, a Notes app. It can be what we use, which is an Asana task, or even just a page inside of Canva. And anytime you see a strong hook, just go to this, save it. And anytime one of your posts perform well, save the first slide. It's as easy as that. Then when you sit down to create a carousel, you don't have to create from a blank page. You get to pull from all of these hooks that have already worked from other creators. And this is how you get faster and just better at the same time. And if you want help coming up with stronger hooks, trending ideas, and content inspiration every single week, all you have to do is scan the QR code right over here to check out our viral content vault. Inside the viral content vault, we send you weekly content ideas, viral hooks, trending audios, and inspirational posts, so you're not spending hours scrolling trying to figure out what to post. If you want to access that, make sure to scan the QR code right over there. All right, step number 7, use carousel formats that are working right now. And this is where I think a lot of creators start falling behind because they're using carousels that were working back in like 2021 and 2022. So let's go ahead and talk about a few carousel formats that we think are working really, really well right now. So one that we just did on Assistant is a really simple 2-photo carousel. It's basically like slide 1 gives you a strong hook, and then slide 2 just gives context, value, or some type of payoff. The second format that we've seen all the time, and we just did this for Antarctica, is just a super simple photo dump with some text overlays. Instead of using just a plain background, we would recommend using something where your text is very easy to read. Another carousel format that's working really well is a little bit more interactive. It feels like you were there for the whole experience. This is another one we did for Antarctica where you almost put timestamps. You could also do this with like, which one would you pick? And like pick one, this or that, like a before and after reveal. If your carousels maybe are feeling a little bit stale, try one of those topics and formats, and I hope that it can help you start to grow there. All right, tip number 8 is every single time you post a carousel, I always want you to add music to your carousel. Choose a song or an audio that fits the vibe of the post. It doesn't need to be overly complicated where you're second guessing it, but adding music actually helps make the carousel not only feel more engaging, but Instagram will also start pushing your content more. It gives your carousel more chances to be discovered because they're not just popping up on the home feed. When you put music on it, they're also popping up on the Reels Explore feed. That's a great little hack because most people, I think, didn't realize that Instagram made this change, because on the Reels tab, most people just expect Reels, but top performing carousels can now get pushed there as long as you add an audio to them. All right, next step, number 9, is you need to use the right carousel size. And I think this matters more than most people think. If you still are designing square carousels, you are wasting your screen space. Inside Canva, all you have to do is click Create a Design, click Custom Size, and set the width to 1080 and set the height to 1440. Then all you have to do is click Create New Design. This gives you a vertical carousel that takes up way more space on the screen. It gives you a higher chance that Instagram is going to push your content further. Step number 10 is batch everything. Once the system is built, sit down and create 5 to 10 carousels in one session. Here's the exact batching workflow that we would personally use. First is you need to write out your 5 carousel ideas. Super simple. Second is write the hook on each one of those carousels. Third, outline what tips or what do you want in the different slides. Fourth is go in, open Canva. Fifth, duplicate your best performing template. Sixth, plug in all the text. Seventh, adjust your images. Eighth, export the post. 9, write all the captions. And 10, go ahead and schedule them. It's a super simple system. It's not rocket science. And the reason that it works is because you separate the creative process into all of these different steps. You're not thinking, writing, designing, editing, captioning, and posting all at once. And I think that's what burns out a lot of creators. Instead, you are building a repeatable workflow. And if you want to take it even further and actually learn how to turn your content creation into income, we built something for you. All you have to do is scan the QR code right over here on your screen to grab our paid to post blueprint. This is our free guide that walks you through how to start monetizing your content, even if you're starting from 0 followers. So if you want to get our free paid to post blueprint, just scan the QR code right over here. At the end of the day, carousels are not that hard. Right now, you're just a little inefficient with your system. So you don't have to be the best designer. You don't have to be the fastest editor. You don't have to know all the most viral formats. All you have to do is know your hooks, know that you have your templates in place, have a good workflow. That way you don't have to start from scratch every single time. So take the system that we talked about today and put it in place. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave us a like and subscribe. Every single week, we're going to be posting a new content creation tips video in order to help you scale your business. And if you enjoy this video, that also means that YouTube thinks you are going to enjoy this video over there. So we'll see you in the next one.